Talking now with Ferris State football coach Jeff Pierce. Coach, your team coming off a big home win over Tiffin last Saturday night. You head on the road to Lake Erie this week. How did you feel overall about last week's performance?
Well, I think we took another step forward last week. It was nice to see our offense really start to gel and come alive, and started capitalizing on some of the things that we've been trying to work on in the early part of the football season. So that was a good step for us. We still have some work to do, though. In special teams, we gave up too many yards on the kickoff, and those are some of the things that we're going to continue to try to iron out. It's all about getting better each week, and I think we're making some good strides. I think we're on course. It's just that we got to continue to stay focused on getting better and correcting some of those things that we're not doing to a high level to be successful.
Offensively, you had almost 500 yards of total offense, 52 points. It's good to see that type of offensive production.
Yeah, it is. We've been edging, getting a little bit better each week, and then this past week it kind of blew open, and it was nice to see because we had a lot of different people involved. With the rushing, I think we had 6 different guys carry the football as we went through the course of the game. Because we were running the ball well, we didn't throw it quite as much, completed 13 passes. We had 7 different guys catch footballs. And then when you look at going in situations with scoring-wise, we scored 7 touchdowns and 6 different people scored touchdowns. So that was kind of good because we've got a lot of different people that are involved in our offense, and it's very important to keep that spread out because it really challenges defenses.
Talk about the play of your offensive and your defensive lines. Your defensive line leads the conference in sacks. Your offensive line's only allowed 3 sacks all season, one of the top teams in the conference in that area. Talk about the play of both of those units and the improvements over last year.
Well, it's been really nice to see, and very young groups. Both our offense and defensive line, have a lot of guys that are going to be coming back, after this year. So it's really good to see them gel. On our offensive line, we've got a number of those kids that are really getting their first opportunities this year to get into some of those kind of roles. 3 of the 5 guys, didn't play much football before this football season, so it's really good to see, how they've been kind of gelling together and getting better. Defensive line, we've got some talented guys there that can run. And been very fortunate. Some of those guys gained some very valuable experience last year as we went through our challenges, and now, their game is to a whole different level, and it's really given us great opportunities to be successful.
This week you make the first trip to Lake Erie to face another conference team that's coming into the league this year. What do you know a little bit about Lake Erie and what you've seen from them as you prepare this week?
Well, Lake Erie is a new program in our conference, and this will be our first opportunity to play them. Having had an opportunity to watch them, they're a good football team. Their record doesn't show it right now, but last week, watching their game against Hillsdale, that went right down to the wire. Obviously Hillsdale is a very competitive and very solid football team. So, they're gonna bring a good caliber of football to us. We've got to go on the road and go play them. It's really critical that we take our game another step and we play our A game, or we're going to be disappointed. And I don't think our guys got a little chip on their shoulder still. And we're still battling, and we're taking this stuff real serious. And to let down at all once you've got a couple wins on your belt, that's not in the cards. We cannot do that. We have to go out and we have to take this game. Again, it's the most important game of our season because it's a game in front of us. And we've had a great week of practice. Our guys are focused on trying to keep getting better and better. We're not there yet. We're on our way there, and that's the main focus.
At this point of the season, how do you feel overall about your performance maybe as you go into week 5?
Well, I think we're making good progress. Like I said, we're not there. We're not playing the level of football where you're error-free, and we have to play the game at a very high level, and if not, we're going to run into challenges as we go through the rest of this football season. So it's a matter of each week just looking at and having your players take it to heart. Sometimes people can get complacent when all of a sudden, okay, yeah, but we won. No, that's not the case. We have to make sure that everything we're doing we're striving for perfection. I mean, we want to try to do that. We want to try to keep improving. We want to try to keep getting better at things because everybody else will as they go through the course of the season. So I'm happy the way it's going right now. It's nice to be able to get a little bit of sugar with this thing, with some wins under our belt, a little bit of confidence with that. But we're still pretty ornery and still ready to continue to battle towards the end of the season.
As you make the trip to Ohio this week, what do you see as some of the keys to coming out with another victory on Saturday?
Well, they run a spread offense with an option attack to it, to have some very talented football players. It's going to challenge our defense to really keep their quarterback under control, and they're going to have to play really well. When you start getting into that, you're talking about responsibility football and getting off a block and making a football play. Offensively, we got to continue to move forward. You know, we got to continue to make the strides and continue to capitalize on the opportunities that we're getting. And then our special teams, we made some nice steps last week. You know, in our kicking game with our punting, and I mean we were 7 for 7 with extra points and kicked a field goal. So I mean we were clean in that operation, 8 out of 8, and you got to have those kind of things. But one of the things that we're really working on is getting our kickoff in a little better shape. We're just giving up too many yards, and we've really spent a lot of time in the last 2 weeks. We've changed some personnel around. I mean, we've got to be able to go out and dominate people. And the one thing that I'm trying to stress upon our guys, I mean, you got to come right out of the blocks. I mean, you can't wait. Last week it was kind of disappointing because we were right in that ball game till the third quarter, and I think we're a better football team than Tiffin, even though they're a good football team. And we have to play that for 60 minutes. In the fourth quarter, I think we wore them down a little bit, and we cranked it up to another level, and we pulled away from it. Well, we have to have that killer instinct at the beginning of a football game, and we can't take things to chance because you never know what's going to happen if you do that.
Coach, best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.